Hello, grade 10 careers. This is your intro video for Unit 5, which is all about writing your own resume. Okay, very small unit. Once you go in, it's basically you're basically just going to get assessed on the resume. Now, I'm going to go through the seminars, what you're watching right now. I'm going to go through that, but I'm also going to go through how you prepared to write your resume. And to me, that's the most important part of this because the software in My Blueprint basically formats the resume for you, spits it out, does everything. The work that you have to do in this unit is to get what you're going to put into that resume. Okay, and I'm going to go over some of that with you more. But in terms of this gathering credentials, gathering the information for your resume, this is a very key component to this, okay? And it will definitely affect what your outcome is going to be. So firstly, this is your seminar for this. I'm going to take you through this, what the purpose of the resume is, the elements that go into it, and how to use My Blueprint. I'm going to take you through all of this. Okay. The purpose of your resume is essentially what you're going to use. You're taking a snapshot of yourself, and this is what you're giving to employers. Now, I want you to think when you're doing this, what information it is that you're going to give to those employers. What snapshot are they getting of you? So if you put together a resume that's got a bunch of spelling errors in it, that isn't organized properly, that doesn't look very well. Studies show that most resumes are judged within the first 30 seconds of reading. So an employer is going to take 30 seconds. They're going to look at that thing, and they're going to make that snapshot picture of you based on what it is they see. So the purpose of the resume is to get a job. And so the purpose of this unit is to develop a resume that's going to give us that 30-second snapshot that helps us get the job. Elements that go into a resume. We're going to go through this more when we go through My Blueprint. I'll show you the different sections of a resume. To me, the key component to this, the most important part of this is the skills component of your resume. At the age of 15 or 16, which most of us are in grade 10, some of us even 14, nobody expects you to have a lot of experience, practical experience. People don't expect you to have a lot of training, to have a lot of certifications, to have a lot of education. You're only in grade 10. What we do need to, if we don't have those elements on our resume, what we do need to sell is our transferable skills. Okay? And I'm going to talk to you about how you can develop these here. Okay, but elements that go into a resume, I mean, your home address, your phone number, all that stuff's easy to plug into your resume. But the key component here is formatting those skills and how we sell those skills to employers. That is the number one thing that we want to focus on. And when I mark your resume, it's that section of your resume that I'm going to be focusing on the most. Because like I said, you don't have the practical experience. You don't have the certifications and the training. If you do, that's great. But if you don't, this is a very critical component of your resume. Okay, I'm going to show you My Blueprint in the resume writing section of that. It's a very excellent tool. Do not create your own resume. If you already have your own resume, I'm going to expect that you take the information from that and you transfer it into My Blueprint. You will not be handing in just a print off of the resume that you've already got done. That will not happen because I want you to make sure that you use the components in My Blueprint so that if there are any holes in your existing resume that you have right now, you get them filled. I don't want you to abandon what you already have in your resume. I just want you to take what you have and enter it into My Blueprint so that we're all working from the same place and getting the same credentials into it. This is very important, okay? Sir, what's a transferable skill? I don't have any skills. I'm not really good at anything. Well, have you ever been in drama or done a play? Are you good in art? What kind of technology do you like? And this includes your phones. iPads, video games. This means something. Transferable skills are transferable skills. If you're good at video games, you're good at problem solving. That's what video games are. Okay, so do not discount any of your experiences. Any kind of sports that you've played, physical fitness regimes, anything that you've done, do not discount it. Have you ever babysitted for? Do you look after younger brothers and sisters? These are very key things that you can pull transferable skills from. So make sure that we brainstorm, get ourselves a list put together, something similar to this, okay? Because that's what we're going to be pulling those skills from. The second thing we're going to do is we're going to start writing this resume. Okay, so now that we've pulled those credentials, we've brainstormed different things that we've done, we're going to start putting that together. Okay, there cannot be a single spelling error in your resume. Okay, if there's spelling mistakes, remember I said those employers, they've got a stack of resumes, 100 deep on their desk. They're not taking 15 minutes to read every resume. They are spending 30 seconds, and if they've got a resume where the first page is just covered with format and spelling mistakes, they're not going to stay with it very long. They're just going to go to the next one. Okay? This link right here I've put on the website. It's a simple video right here where you can go in and you can watch this video. It's only about 1.5 minutes long. Have a look at it. Okay? Once you've watched the video, you're going to go to the resume section on My Blueprint. Okay? Resume and cover letter. Okay? You're going to skip the cover letter for now. You're not going to do that. You're just going to work on the resume. Okay? This skills and abilities section, this is where if we don't have the volunteer experience, we're not involved in a lot of clubs, we don't have any practical work experience, okay? If we don't have that, that's okay. But this area has got to be rock solid. If we do have a lot of this might be 3 or 4 bullets. If we don't have any of this stuff, this has got to be 8 to 9 bullets. It's got to be something that looks a lot very similar to this, okay, with specific skills and things that you can do, okay? Education is important, but to be completely honest with you, it's not the focal point of a resume. When an employer knows that you're mandated by law to go to school, they're not going to be overly impressed by the education section of your resume. Okay, so this is the meat and potatoes: experiences, extracurricular, work, volunteer experience, and then if you don't have these, what skills and abilities do you have that can make up for your lack of this? Because what these mean is that you've developed skills and abilities. If you don't have these, you better be able to show skills and abilities, because no one's going to hire somebody that's basically just going to high school with no skills or abilities. They've got 25 applications on their desk. Who are they going to take? Okay? These are achievements, awards. These are certifications, a little bit on hobbies and interests. Okay? References absolutely go into your resume. You do not put references available on request. If you're serious about getting a job, you've already contacted your references. The employer knows that your references are ready to go. If you put references available on request, that's just another step for the employer that they've got to call you. You've got to call your references. It's just another delay in the process, and they are not going to go through that. Your references need to be ready. They need to be in your resume so that because if an employer has 2 resumes, both of them are equal, both candidates are just the same, one doesn't have the references, the other one does, whose references do you think he's going to call right now? Who do you think he's going to hire? He's not going to pick up the phone to call you to tell you to get your references together. Can you please send those in? Then he's going to wait a week for you to send them in. Then he's going to call them. No, he's going to go to the resume where he's actually got them. He's going to call them. Once he talks to them, if he's happy, he's hiring that person. So do not put references available on request. Put your references in your resume. Get them ready. Okay? Okay, so each one, basically you just go to that point and you plug in your information. Education, you plug in your information. Skills, just start listing them. Put them in bullet form and just list them. Okay? It's all plug and play. Plug everything into there. Then when you're done, okay, it will you can preview it. So let's just enter in some stuff. Okay. Okay, but it'll help you it'll help you preview your resume. And obviously, I just put in a couple sections. Okay, but this will give you a preview, and then you can export the resume into a Word document, however you want, in order to submit it to myself. Okay, you can also export it and email it to me. You do not have to print it off if you don't want. Email is actually preferred because then I can go into your resume and I can actually make physical changes to the resume. Okay, but that's your resume. That's pretty much it. Once you're done, you've completed the resume, you've plugged in everything in, you hand it in. I'm going to use this rubric to mark it, and that's basically the end of the unit. Okay? I'm going to be very hard marker on these resumes. If there's anything that's important about this class, it's this resume, cover letter, portfolio piece. Okay? This is the reason you take this class, so that by the time you're done, you've got an actual resume you can take to employers. And I'm going to look at it just like an employer would. Got any questions? Let me know.